Hello, good morning. It's now time for the news. My name is Paa Kwasi Schandorf. Work on the 68-kilometer Nalerugu-Nyankpanduri-Bunkrugu Road in the northeast region has halted. Joy News checks have found out that the withdrawal of construction materials and the closure of the contractor's campsite is due to the non-payment of funds for already executed work. Paramount Chief of the area, Na Abuba Nasingmong, wants the contractor to return to site to fulfill President Akufo-Addo's campaign pledge to the people. Elias Tanko reports.
The 14th of April 2020, the Chinese construction firm City Ghana Limited commenced works to upgrade and reseal the 68-kilometer Nalerugu-Nyankpanduri Bindi Bunkrugu Road after a deal with the government of the New Patriotic Party. The arrival of the contractor on the road caused a great feeling of relief among residents, motorists and passengers. To show that they were serious about the construction of the road, the company set up its camp at Pamele, a small community closer to the Nyankpanduri town. The project was expected to complete in 2023. The contractor, however, began to vanish from the road almost immediately after the 2020 elections were over. Joy News checks now reveal that the contractor has finally demobilized and evacuated completely from site. The camp, which used to be like a graveyard of heavy construction machinery, is now emptied and abandoned, with everything except these physical structures gone. This sudden vacation of the contractor has sparked public outcry, with some residents and motorists expressing shock and disappointment.
I don't actually know the word to use, but we are devastated about the way they have left, because the road is not good. And from here to the town, we are very suffering. We are suffering from the way the weather condition of the road, how it's blowing from places to places.
Actually, I myself, I'm so disappointed in them, because when this project started, we were so amazed, we were so happy. But got to a time they just stopped completely, so people are so worried and we're also disappointed.
When they were leaving, I think the community is not even aware of what they are leaving. So we are worried. That's our serious headache, because the road is still down. They didn't do anything. They just left. We are highly disappointed, because the way they just left, even the chief is not aware.
According to the residents, the return of the road to its deplorable state is yet again hampering social and economic activities in the area, as many communities are unable to access basic public service centers such as hospitals and market facilities. The paramount chief of the area, Na Abuba Nasingmong, revealed that he had to organize communal labor to save the road from further deterioration. He's pleading with the president to ensure the contractor is brought back to fix the road.
Recently, when I was passing at Pamali, the camp that was in Pamali, I see all the contractors, they took their equipments away. There is nothing there. Bulldozers and what all, they took their tools. You see, and I was very, very sad. So it was after that one, immediately I reached home, then I organized this communal labor. So we will plead to our President, Your Excellency, we are on our knees. Do your best and help us save this road, save life on this road. In fact, it is not good.
The construction of the road was one of the major campaign promises of the New Patriotic Party to the people of this area. However, after nearly 7 years in power, the road is still far from being fixed, as the contractor is nowhere to be found. The district chief executive for Bunkrugu-Nyankpanduri Assembly, Joseph Luknan, in his reaction insists the government is committed to completing the road project before 2024.
Opening up Bunkrugu-Nyankpanduri district to the regional capital, that's the northeast region. It is meant to open Ghana to the Republic of Togo in the northern Togo. So it is not a campaign road. I am much aware, and I'm very hopeful that this road, we would work on it before the 2024 elections, even if it is not fully completed, but at least it will be made very motorable.
Elias Tanko reporting from Bunkrugu for Joy News.
In most minibuses, often referred to as trotro here in Ghana, The traditional method of communication between a bus conductor and the driver has been tapping the vehicle, but the clang sound produced from the beating of the conductor's palm against the gate does not only irritate a number of passengers but also presents some health threats in his daily commute. In public transport in search of a decent job, Emmanuel Odum, an unemployed graduate, was challenged to develop the traffic technology. Now, this prototype is aimed at improving communication between a minibus driver and his conductor using a lighting system.
Well, you probably may have heard this very sound in any minibus known locally here in Ghana as trotro. This very sound is no ordinary sound, but a conventional communication between a driver and his bus conductor known as the mate, as they offload and unload passengers on their way. The sound is produced from tapping one's palm on the metallic gate of a minibus. Although the clank sound is to the passengers' benefit, some passengers argue its intensity appears somewhat irritating and a health threat.
Me, for instance, I've been always complaining about what, even this morning, I was in a car coming from Afutoja to Atonsu, and the way the mate ate the car, I was beside him. I was shocked. So I told that guy that, in fact, they should stop doing that, because if they keep on doing that, it's going to create something unusual to anybody with having a problem with blood pressure or whatnot.
We go at him that day in the car. Every crowd, we okay, but only yes, I did. In fact, they did the and you boom, bang, 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 bang. Every cry also be before, and snow beyond the flow. Too much.
Mates should learn to talk than hitting hard on the gate. It's sometimes annoying.
But are there any effects to the bus conductor constantly seeing banging hard on the gate?
For the effects, looking at your palm, I mean, you feel pain, but it wouldn't last longer because it's not like something that you'll be doing consistently. Yeah, so the pain is there, all right, but it's not a consistent pain.
I get blisters in my palm. Because of the pains, I sometimes skip work. We, the drivers, are sometimes surprised at how they hit the gate. It is sometimes unnecessary. Sometimes, some mates hit so hard on the gate for the car to stop, but nobody joins. It's a waste of time for most passengers.
The mate wants to tell the driver that let's stop, someone wants to alight.
An unemployed graduate is changing the narrative.
I'm Emmanuel Odum from Mumford, also known as Jama in the Gumor West District of Central Region. I completed University of Ghana Bachelor of Science in Agriculture in the year 2012, and I continue to have my national service in Tamale, specifically in Yankpala in the Tolon District. Afterwards, I continued to have my master's in animal science at the University for Development Studies. I completed last year, 2021, November. I was part of NAPCO. Due to the challenges of payment, I couldn't be sustained. So I had to travel down to Kumasi looking for greener pastures. They take action based on what is being told to them. Thank you.
In his daily struggles for a job in Ghana's second largest city, Kumasi, Emmanuel was struck to develop the traffic light, a coinage from trotro and traffic.
I was inspired when I began using the trotro over many years after I've moved from Tamale to Kumasi. And through my job search from Kumasi, anytime that I am going for application and I sit in vehicle, I got the experience that trotro mates and drivers went through.
Traffic is a light signaling tool which uses switches and 3 different colored bulb system to improve driver-conductor communications.
We have the power source. This is a somewhat 2 of them which provide 3 volts to supply the lights. So, or we can also use the USB side which can be connected to the vehicle if the vehicle has USB side, or there can still be a direct connection from the traffic to the vehicle electrical system, so that it will be able to provide energy to the signal tool.
As a pressing need facing most Ghanaian developers and entrepreneurs, Emmanuel is hoping to advance his technology, but he is disadvantaged by the lack of financial support. For Joy News, Emmanuel Bright Kweku reporting.
Now, Boko West District Chief Executive Isahaku Tahiru has revealed that refugees from Burkina Faso who are currently settled at Sapeliga have so far been compliant, law-abiding, and have not given the District Security Council any reason to be alarmed. He said last year, when the refugees first arrived, the District Assembly was concerned about the security implications of accommodating them. He, however, noted that so far they have demonstrated honesty, comportment, and discipline, and need more support to live in dignity. The DCE was giving an address when the Navrongo-Bolgatanga Catholic Diocesan Development Organization, with support from the Catholic Relief Services, donated assorted food items and toiletries to the refugees at Sapeliga. Correspondent Albert Sori reports.
These Burkinabe refugees started arriving at Sapeliga in the Boko West district of the Upper East region in the year 2019. They were forced to flee from their village in Burkina Faso after terrorists raided some communities there. Boko West District Chief Executive Isahaku Tahiru recounts.
There was a situation at Kaya, a village called Kaya in Burkina Faso, where these jihadis attacked the communities, killed almost everybody. The women and children had to escape. And this is where they found themselves here. When we got this information, we rushed to come and see. The situation was really too bad. That time it was a rainy season. There was nothing like this. Get some few structures. You enter inside and the whole place is water. And look at this, our children.
He says the refugees, since their arrival, have coexisted peacefully with Ghanaians and have been law-abiding.
We were not even sure. These people that are here are the jihadis themselves hiding here. But we kept on to make sure that they were people who really needed our assistance. They are so disciplined. They comport, they listen to us, and whatever instructions we give them, they comply.
According to the district chief executive, it has been difficult supporting the refugees to settle here in Sapeliga, and the assembly has largely depended on aid and donations from NGOs and other benevolent organizations. One such organization is the Navrongo-Bolgatanga Catholic Diocesan Development Organization, NABOCADO, which, with support from the Catholic Relief Services, donated assorted food items and toiletries to the refugees at Sapeliga. The donation was part of their Christmas and New Year corporate social responsibility of giving hope to the underprivileged in society. Most Reverend Alfred Agenta is Bishop of the Navrongo-Bolgatanga Catholic Diocese.
We are touching the refugee problem directly and concretely as we see the faces of these children women and our brothers and sisters. This is not normal. This is not human. This is not dignifying. And so it is for this reason that we are grateful that we have had opportunity also to be part and parcel of bringing relief to our brothers and sisters here.
Over 1,400 refugees who are now settled into 338 households at Sapeliga benefited from the donation. Each household received bags of rice, maize, and beans, as well as cooking oil, salt, and some non-food items, including soap, blankets, mosquito nets, sanitary pads, mats, and buckets. Each household was also given a cash amount of 320 Ghana cedis. Ghana country representative for the Catholic Relief Services, Daniel Mumuni, noted that the refugee crisis in Africa was rising despite decades of efforts to address it.
Until a few months or maybe a year ago, these people lived in very safe, secure, nurturing environments and communities. And just at the snap of a finger, they are displaced people in a completely strange country. It's a sharp reminder of how we should also ensure that we are maintaining peace internally as a country, even intertribal situations, chieftaincy situations, but more importantly, the growing threat of violent extremism.
The refugees at Sapeliga expressed their gratitude to the Catholic Church and the Catholic Relief Services for the kind gesture. For Joy News, Albert Sorry, Sapeliga, Boko West District.
Still outside of the capital, Member of Parliament for Wa West, Superintendent retired Peter Lanshanitobu has lamented the inadequate furniture at basic schools in the district. Speaking at a ceremony where he donated 400 dual decks to the Wa West District Directorate of the Ghana Education Service, Mr. Tobu said that students should no longer be made to study using stones as chairs and the bare floor as writing decks. Rafik Salam reports from Nyole.
This is Nyola RC Primary School. It has a total population of 491 pupils. The school can only boast of 60 tables and chairs. The situation paints a mental picture of how widespread the furniture challenge is in the district. Primary 1 has a total population of 36 pupils. There is no single chair in the classroom, but they have no option than to sit on stones to learn in a worn-out cemented classroom riddled with potholes. Jimin Kubu Moses is the head teacher of Nyola RC Primary School.
Normally when lessons are going on, those that are lucky to find stones, they sit on them. Those that are not fortunate to have stones, they have to lie prostrate. They have to lie on their belly before they can write, which is very difficult. So just as we have appealed to the MP, we are pleading that he should take expedite action on it so that he can come to our aid for the children to have a conducive environment to learn. Looking at the floor is not equally good. How can children lie on their belly on such a floor to write? The situation is devastating, and we are appealing that though we are appealing for the dual desks, we equally need the floors to be worked on. So if they can provide some cement and other things, we'll be able to work on it.
What was the district director of the Ghana Education Service, Ahmed Uzituun, in an interview, agrees Ukulag and Sinka to the inadequate furniture situation in the district.
Most of the schools don't have furniture. You cannot even find a single one in the classroom. So most of the children are lying on their bellies to write. And you know, for better learning outcomes, you need to have tables and chairs for children to sit on, to learn how to write, and then to learn better. But if children go to school and they are always lying on the floor to learn, what kind of learning do you want them to learn? What leaders are we going to produce without these necessary things that they need in their learning situation?
Deeply concerned about the inadequate furniture at schools in the district, Wa West Member of Parliament, Superintendent retired Peter Lanshanitobu, donated 400 dual decks to the district to help ease the furniture challenge. Superintendent retired Peter Lenchina Tubu, who visited the Nyola RC Primary School to inspire the pupils on their first day at school, stated that education in the country has taken a nosedive, which is a sad spectacle.
That government will also do something better, because education is government business. It's a collective business. As a member of parliament, the little that I can do to support, I will do. But I also personally appeal to government. This is an eyesore. It's embarrassing for a country that takes education as a key to development. This cannot continue. And the children under this state cannot learn to become the children that want them to become, and the elders that want them to become, and the Ghanaian that want him to become or her to become, for this country to progress. We need to start to do something radical. We need to start to do something drastic. We need to start to look at education again. This is not the way to go.
The visit took the legislature to some schools in the district, namely Nyola and Wichao, where he donated my first copy books and calipo drinks to some pupils.
I never got this opportunity for somebody coming around inspiring me in class 1 or class 2 that I need to stay in school. My parents did well, the teachers did well. Today, because of education, I am a member of parliament. And I think the best that I can do is to inspire these young ones to stay in school.
Reporting for J News, Rafik Salam, Nyole.
Now, the West African Center for Water, Irrigation and Sustainable Agriculture of the University for Development Studies is working in 15 communities in the northern, upper east and upper west regions to restore lost economic trees which are native to these regions. Most economic, medicinal and edible trees in these areas are near extinction due to activities of deforestation. But this is not only affecting communities economically, but also its ecosystem. Martina Bugri reports.
The project, which is being funded by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Denmark, is working to restore 6 different tree species like the baobab, dawa-dawa, marula, bombax, lena and jujuba. Speaking at Gunda in the Kumbungu district, project lead and director of Wawisa, Professor Felix Abagali, said these trees were adaptable to the area and very beneficial.
And as you said rightly, we have observed that there are some trees that are adaptable to our environment, which have so many benefits to us as indigenous. But these trees are gradually being degraded. And those trees are the baobab, the dawa-dawa, the lania, and the bombax. Getting these trees for us to use by planting them and also teaching ourselves the benefits of these trees. And I remember I went to London, went to Nagungana, and I asked people about the baobab fruit. And how many of us know that the baobab fruit is more beneficial to us than the orange in terms of vitamins? And many of us don't know that the baobab fruit has about 10 times the vitamin concentration compared to citrus, that's orange. We are not interested in these things. We're bringing in things that are not what used to our environment and can grow. If you take, they say baobab fruit, and I think Chief, you know, now the oil that we get from the baobab seed is the most expensive oil, I think, in the world.
The chief of the area, John Mahama Yakubu, who described the intervention as timely, said most of the trees are a source of income for the people.
Actually, this project that is coming is a project that is coming to really rescue us from that aspect. I can even say that between today and yesterday, there was a bigger problem we are resolving. From a tree, a woman cutting someone dawa-dawa tree, and that person think the dawa-dawa tree doesn't belong to this community, it belongs to their community. And all is because of the scarcity. All is because of the scarcity. So we have not seen a lot of benefit, but we don't really have the trees. 90%.
That'll be all for the news. My name is Paa Kwasi Schandorf. The show continues with some more Kojo Brace.